Oh my God, it's Richard's Digest.
Richard's Digest.
I've never been a big fan of Christmas, not even when I was a kid, and I think this is because we would always have to spend Christmas Day at my aunt's house. So me and my sister would get up in Christmas morning all excited and open our gifts and be full of all of the joy and wonder that Christmas Day is about, but then we'd have to put them all back and get dressed and get ready to go to my aunt and uncle's house to spend Christmas with the family. And we would always have to do this. My mum was always, you have to be on time, you have to be on time. So we'd be ready and dressed and waiting for my uncle to come, and we would start watching the Christmas morning movie, which would usually be The Wizard of Oz. My uncle would come and knock at the door, and off we would go in his car, my mum and my sister, and me. And we would arrive at their house and say Happy Christmas to everybody and do the rounds with my granny and my cousins. And they would have been watching The Wizard of Oz, except now it's at the end of the movie, so we've totally missed it. And I didn't even realise until I was about 14 or 15 that it was colour in the middle. Brighton has a beach, right, but it's a pebble beach, which means that it's made up of tiny little stones. It's not very comfortable. It's not a nice sandy beach that most of us are used to. When I was a kid, we used to go to the beaches in our area, in Tynemouth and Cullercoat and Willie Bay, which were sandy beaches, and as a kid you would go along with your bucket and spade and you would make sand castles. But the kids in Brighton, what they do is they go along with a cement mixer, hod carrier and a team of labourers, and they actually build castles. There's a guy that lives in our neighbourhood who's got a cat. He's a goth. He's a all year round full on goth. He's really, really tall. I'm not sure what it is from the imperial to the metric, but I would say something like 5.5 meters tall, something like that. He's really tall, skinny. It's like he's made out of pins. He's like Nosferatu's shadow, literally as thin as Nosferatu's shadow as well. Always dressed in black, jet black, and that goth uniform that they all wear to show how individual that they actually are. Jet black, big, long, thick black leather jacket he wears in all seasons. Big black army boots, heavy military boots that he wears as well. His hair's slicked back, jet black with red bits at the ends, and he's got his face painted white the whole time, painted white, but he's got no eyebrows. He shaved off his eyebrows as well. He's a goth. Now, do I know that this guy has a cat because his jet black uniform is covered in little white kitty cat hairs? No. No. Nah. No! Or do I know that he has a cat because his neck and face are covered in little kitty cat scratches? No. 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 Nah. No. No. Or is it because when we pass each other on the street, there's the stench of stale cat piss that comes from him? No. 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 Nah. No. I know he has a cat beyond any reasonable doubt because he walks it. Because he walks it. Walks it. On a leash. He walks his cat. On a leash. He walks his cat on a leash, and it's not one of these red, blue, plastic extendable things that everybody has. It's a purpose-made, to-order leash made of leather, thick leather, from his hand to the cat's collar. It's really thick, beautiful actually, and it's covered in little studs, and it's got the cat's name in letters towards the bottom. It says Hugo, and his handpiece is crafted out of a knuckle duster, so he walks his cat like this, with a fist. So that's how I know he has a cat, this Goth. Now you'd imagine also that his cat might be a little bit Goth too, but he's not. His cat's into old school hip hop, wears box fresh Adidas without the laces. He's got a big VW badge around his neck, a pale blue furry Kangol hat. He'd be chillin' and illin' and bitchin' and shit. My grandmother was a prostitute. I know that for certain because that's where I used to spend all my pocket money. The cat is in the old school hip hop. His cat in the hip hop.